Greetings, friends! For today's art activity, we are going to be creating overlapping. Overlapping is when one thing's in the front and something else is in the back. Whatever is in the front, you can see all of it, and whatever's in the back is partially covered up by what's in the front. So we're going to create overlapping bunnies. Our bunnies are going to be buddies, and their ears are going to crisscross or overlap in the center of our picture. So our bunny buddies are going to be overlapping in our art. Here is my finished example of the one that I created with the ears overlapping right here in the center. You're going to need a piece of paper. Now, whatever kind of paper you can find, I made mine on the back of a piece of junk mail, just like that. So, my friends, you can use anything you have to make your artwork on. It does not have to be a plain white piece of paper. If you have lined notebook paper, that would work just fine. I used crayons for my picture, but markers or colored pencils would be perfectly fine as well. Let's gather up our materials. Oh, make sure you have a cup that you can trace for making the shape of the head. Otherwise, it's a little tricky. So let's get our stuff together and let's get to work. Find yourself a piece of paper. It can be some junk mail, white notebook paper, or even an old box that you have laying around, and draw 2 circles in the bottom corners that kind of disappear off the edge of the paper. That looks pretty good, and I am going to draw an oval shape, a big loop for the 2 outside ears, and then 1 inside ear. Now this ear is going to overlap. So I pretend to draw, and then I draw where the other shapes are not. So let's do the details. So when overlapping, the shape that's behind, you cannot see all of it. So the easiest way to do it is when you hit an object, pretend to draw, and then draw again when there are no more objects in the way. I am now going to take my time and add details for the bunny's face. You can design your bunny's face however you choose. I am going to make mine so that way they kind of match. If you want to add other details like eyelashes or an eyebrow or maybe even a bunny mustache, that is perfectly fine. That's looking pretty good. Now I can start the coloring process. I'm going to color in my bunny, and I'm going to make sure everything looks good. Oh, you know what? I forgot to add something. In the background, behind the 2 bunnies, there is going to be a line where the sky meets the ground. This line is being overlapped by the bunnies. This is called the horizon line. Above it is the sky, and below it is the ground. So now I can use the time that I have left to color in my picture. Markers, crayons, colored pencils, whatever you have works. Once you have added lots of details and colored everything in, take a picture of it, photograph it, share it, and upload it to Artsonia. Thanks for joining us today.